first of all, I just want to say how excited I am for our guys. They put a lot of work to get to this point, and could not be more excited to be back in the NCAA tournament and having a chance to compete at the ultimate level against a great team. I have so much respect for Buzz Williams. He's an incredible coach. His teams are always well prepared, and it's one of the hardest playing, grittiest teams that we will face all year. And you look at their numbers. I haven't watched a ton of them, obviously, just being in a different league and how consumed you get with what we're going through. But they're the best offensive rebounding team in the country. And, they play extremely hard, like all of Buzz's teams do. Ernie Ziegler was in that league. Talked to him a little bit about what we're up against with this group, but could not be more thrilled for our guys. They're excited to get back to work tomorrow. We'll get a first look film session in the morning, get the guys a good lift session, and then come back and practice tomorrow afternoon. So just, really excited about being back in at this time of year, and hopefully we go out and continue to play well.
What do you tell your guys about playing in the NCAA tournament? Obviously, that's something you did as a player. What do you tell them about just that experience and the heightened stage?
Yeah, it's just the excitement, and we don't have a lot of experience with our group with this time of year. Juwan played in it, got to the Sweet 16, played very well as a member of the team at Alabama. And, Aaron Eulis is the other guy on our roster that has NCAA experience. Other than that, we got a lot of guys that will be experiencing this for the first time. And there's nothing like it. And, we've talked about that over the course of the season when we had preparation in games that we had to win. And our guys stepped up to the challenge and got us to this point. So, again, I give our guys all the credit in the world for giving us an opportunity to be here in this moment. Because these are memories that they'll have for the rest of their lives. And, I still talk about some of the games that I was fortunate to play in. I played against Kentucky the game before Leitner hit the shot that we see every commercial leading into the games. And we got beat by Kentucky 106-98 in the game, leading up to that game against Duke. My first NCAA tournament game we won. I had a dunk at the end of the game to help us, pull away and win by a couple possessions. And, I'll never forget that, and they can never take these away from you. And, here at Nebraska, this is the 8th time in the history of the program. We've had a lot of firsts this year with this team, and we're chasing another one. It's an opportunity now to go out and do something that has never been done in the history of the program for another opportunity to do something like that. So, just a special time of year, and again, it's why you're in this business. It doesn't matter to me. Honestly, I thought they were going to put us in a bracket with Iowa State. That was a storyline that I thought that they were going to do. But listen, for us, for our guys, it's all about preparation. We could care less about any storyline, whatever it is. We just got to get to work and knowing that we are facing an incredibly tough basketball team that's really, really talented. Well, and if you can find a way to get through this one, then you play Houston. So it's what our league is, though. I mean, we have tough physical teams. Again, going back to Coach Ziegler, he coached one of their players who's the best offensive rebounder in the country. And, he said that's who he is. He embraces that role, and he's incredibly good at it. So, it's what Buzz's teams have always done. They're so tough. They're so disciplined. And, again, I have so much respect for him, and, we know we're going to be in for a battle. But, listen, it doesn't matter who we're playing. I mean, we're going to play a great team at this time of year, and it's just all about the preparation now and putting a game plan together to hopefully give us a chance. Yeah, absolutely. And, I could tell we got delayed on the runway, and, those guys were back there. They were already, you could tell, past that game. And, listen, we got into the semifinals. We did a really good thing. We had some great moments in that Illinois game to get up 15. I saw they came back again today 3 times in a row now, coming back double-digit deficits. And, we just played a hell of a talented team, and they got hot, and we went a little bit cold. And the key to me from that game, when I went back and watched it, is we put them on the foul line. And that completely took our flow out of the game, where we had it rolling early in that first half. So, now it's about going out there. We'll have a cleanup like we always do. We're not going to prepare any differently than how we have all year, and go out and watch the things we need to do better from the Illinois game, and hopefully come out and execute for 40 minutes against a really talented team. Yeah, that second half, obviously, we weren't very good on that end. You give up 58 points, and you give up an individual scoring record to a guy in Terrence Shannon in the tournament. And listen, he got to the line 16 times and made 5 threes, and you can't give him both. You know, we can't make threes if he's getting to the foul line as well. And, you know, there were some mistakes that were made. I thought we were vertical on a couple of those plays at the rim, but you can't expect to get those calls. You can't put yourself in a position to put it in the ref's hands at this time of year. So, you know, leading into that, though, yes, I was very pleased with how we were defending and in rebounding. And, you know, this team with A&M, they get 44% of their misses. That's unbelievable. You know, we have not faced that. I think 42 is the best rate that we face. So 44% offensive rebounding rate is, you know, is historic in its number. So, you know, we're going to have to be really good and diligent with our blockouts and hopefully finish off possessions. Yeah, it's, you know, again, with where we were when we took over, you know, 4 years ago to where we are now, I'm really pleased with the progression of where we are with the program. You know, everybody was downstairs hooting and hollering. I was up in my room by myself, and, you know, I'll be honest, I got a little emotional with it, with you know, with where we are right now and being back at this time of year. It's what it's all about. It's why we came to Nebraska. This place means a lot to me. I'm very fortunate. I've been at 2 places in college basketball that mean the world to me. My alma mater, place I grew up, and now I'm back where I was born, and have a lot of family connections. So, you know, to help get this program back and hopefully sustain it and be here for a long time, you know, I'm really proud of that. And, you know, we're in a position, again, to do some historic things. And, you know, we've accomplished a lot of those this year. So, you know, I'm really happy where we are as a program. And it was emotional for me, just as it was the first time I heard our name when we got called at Iowa State, when I was sitting up by myself, and we played the defending national champ UConn, and we're very fortunate to win that game, and then unfortunately lose to Kentucky in the next one. But, you know, this is why we came here, and, you know, hopefully we can be in this position a lot here moving forward. It's just how I've kind of done it, Amy. You know, I get nervous. You know, I have a heart condition, and you know, it pounds pretty hard when I'm sitting in there, and you know, I just you know, wanted to be in there and kind of savor the moment. And you know, the guys were down there; they were celebrating. I love it. I love that those guys got to do that as a group. And you know, we got a lot of you know, tough times ahead of us now to get ready for this game. But you know, it was a good day. You know, not to have anything. I went back and watched our game, and then there was nothing to do. There was no prep, and just kind of, you know, had a lot of thought, a lot of reflection about where things are right now. And, you know, tonight, as soon as I get out of here, you know, I should have some games on my computer, and I'm going to dive in and try to help put a game plan together with our assistant coaches and, you know, try to put something to give us the best chance to win this game, again, against a great team. I didn't. You know, we played all different times. My very first one, we played at 9:45 p.m. on Friday, the last possible game. My last year at Iowa State, we played the 11 a.m. game on Thursday after winning the Big 12 tournament, which didn't go well. You shouldn't have to play a Thursday game after you win your conference tournament. But yeah, the good thing about this team, you know, I think I mentioned this last week, is we have played every possible time that you can play. We played the 11 a.m., which basically was a 10 a.m. game at Michigan, the last game of the year. We played 8:30 at Indiana, and you know, we've played 3 5:30 games in a row, so that helps. That's an advantage, I think, at this time of year, where when we lost at Iowa State at 11 a.m., it felt like we played every 8 o'clock game leading up to that, and then had the 3 emotional wins, and then cut down nets. So, you know, the fact that we played pretty much any time, any tip over the course of the last month, I think will help us regardless of what time we play on Friday. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I think I mentioned this about Casey. I mean, when he was going on his little run against Indiana, I don't think I'd ever see this. I saw a Michigan State guy chest bump a Michigan guy up in the crowd. An Ohio State guy, fell into a Michigan guy's arms. I mean, it was really cool. The Wild thing, right, Amy? Yeah, the Wild thing. Yeah. We got to get that guy to a game next year. But anyway, it was awesome to have, because I think he's one of those guys that you just fall in love with, and hopefully some of the other fan bases have seen some of that in all of our guys. I think we're an easy team to cheer for because of the character and the makeup of our guys. You got Josiah, who's always going around. He's one of the greatest kids I've ever been around. Rink has been around a long time, played on the world stage for his national team. Casey with his national team experience. So I don't think the stage is going to be too big for anybody out there. And the fact that we just experienced it and had a win in the Big Ten tournament to get into the semis and hit a little adversity, that I think at the end of the day, maybe we'll look back on that and it helped at this time of year, because we'd gone through a pretty good stretch where we hadn't faced a lot of that. I think we'd won 8 of 9 going into the end of the season, and you hit a little rough patch the last game against Illinois, and now we got to figure it out. Now we got to get better. And some of the things that happened to us are the strengths of this Texas A&M team. So we got to find a way to get right tomorrow, which we will. Our guys will bounce back. They'll prepare well, and hopefully go out and give ourselves a chance.